So Torey, as a producer, part supply is a big concern for us this year, considering the amount of logistical problems a lot of manufacturers have been having in the last couple of years getting parts to people who need them in a short amount of time. What are some of the steps you guys have taken to alleviate some of those concerns?
Most suppliers are sold out, but we as a company, we have held some back. Primarily just there's always going to be a situation where maybe customer goes down and whatever might be take too long to repair, or just in the event we don't have the part, where there is machines on ground, we can offer as loaners if need be. That's worst case scenario. Also, our preventative measures is all our dealers, we have our preseason stock order that's usually placed in April, May to basically elevate their inventory to be prepped for harvest. This year, all of our dealers increase that inventory to ensure they have more parts, because not only is the supply chain, but it's logistics. If we have to get parts over from Europe, it takes longer than it used to, so on and so forth. So having, and how we work with our dealers is we've offered better return privileges. So they're stocking up heavy now, which is an investment for them, but we're taking away some of the risk, because if they don't sell them all or have excess at the end of the year, it's good news for everybody. And it'll cost us a little bit more to do returns, but we do believe in these market conditions it had to happen. And then also in Regina, we're carrying more parts on hand than we ever have. Our main warehouse for all of Canada is in Regina, Saskatchewan. So we're carrying the most inventory we ever have. It goes against all the computer software, what they say we should stock. So we manually overrode it. Just with certain suppliers, we were having delays in getting supplies and shipments. So we wanted to ensure we had them in Regina at the right time. So we're roughly up 50% of what we would normally carry in Regina.
And I think that's huge. And, for a farm like us to stock $30,000 worth of part inventory that you may or may not need, it's just, you just can't do that. Right. So
yeah,
that's huge. Absolutely.
Yeah. And part of that too, is we have a on your farm parts program. So as the consumer, you can order the parts, and essentially you don't pay for the parts till after season. So if you do want to alleviate some of that risk and make sure you have the parts there, then you pay for what you use and return what you don't. So we're open, we're doing the best we can, because like you said, and it's usually something goofy that shouldn't hold back a $500,000 piece of machinery, but that's usually what it is, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
If you're ever in a jam too, we have a dedicated product team that their job in season is to help demonstration, help train new customers, or even if every once in a while there might be something where you might think this machine should be doing better, and they'll come out and sometimes they'll say, yeah, they'll tweak it for you, or there may be the odd time that in this certain condition you got her the best you can get it, but at least you have peace of mind knowing there's support for that as well.
Absolutely. And we had that product team actually out last year, so that was really nice, because we got our combines right in the nick of time to have the whole team come out and show us all the little things, like, okay, so your hard thresh pans or whatever, you're going to want to change those bolts out every year, believe me, because if they get rounded out, you're in a world of hurt.
I've been involved in many combine clinics over the years, and you see a lot of familiar faces each year, but I think that is probably one of the most important things, because we as manufacturers, or say combines as our specialty, we forget you as a producer. Since you ran the combine, you ran an air drill, you ran a sprayer, you ran numerous tractors, you ran your seed plant. Like, there's so many different things that the producers and operators have ran that, yeah, we know the combine because that's our life. That's what we deal with. But it's so huge to continue to do those.
Yeah, and like, I think dealers are also a little bit too worried about being repetitive. And so, like we just touched on, like, there's a lot of things, you're in the seat, like, you got to remember all these things with the air seeder, all the stuff with the sprayer. There's a lot that can kind of get lost in the wash. So it's nice yeah, it's nice getting some of those refreshers on some of those things that you shouldn't forget. Like, okay, and especially I guess depending on the conditions, if it's going to be a green bean kind of year, or if we've got some or a bunch of lodged wheat and stuff like that. A couple of things that you should think about before you get out there. So then it just kind of alleviates some of the hurt later on, right?